All right, hello to everyone who's watching. My name is Carly Smith. I'm an intern for Locker Room Talk, and I am here. I have the privilege of talking with Emily Weiman. Emily is from Maryland originally, but she played softball for the NC State Wolfpack and has spent 3 years in the National Pro Fast Pitch Softball League, 2 for the Pennsylvania Rebellion, and 1 year playing for the Akron Racers. So it's going to be great. We're talking about NCAA rules and regulations today, what it's like transitioning from different levels of play, whether you're from high school, collegiate, or playing in the pros. And we're going to talk a little bit about healthy living as well. So just to kind of jump back, we're going to go over what was like your recruiting process from high school to college. What were the difficulties? What were a few things you faced? Just tell me a little bit about that.
So it was, at that point in my life, it was the biggest decision I had to go forward and make with. And I think I was really unsure about where I wanted to spend 4 years in college. And it was a big deal. And so I think that was just tough to have to make the decision itself. At that point, when I was recruited, I was a junior in high school. And I committed to NC State January of my junior year.
Okay.
So things have changed a lot since then.
They have. They really have.
They have been getting earlier and earlier with recruiting and just trying to be competitive at the NCAA level. And it's just been a huge transition. But the greatest part is that they've changed the ruling on that.
Right. Actually, just recently, right? April 18th.
Yes. So that was a really big decision to be made that I am very supportive of. And
let's kind of explain the rules real fast. So the NCAA just passed recent regulation that prohibits early recruiting. The cutoff date is now, September 1st?
September 1st of your junior year.
Okay, junior year.
So prior to that, there could be recruits even age 12, 13 being committed to
middle school.
Verbally committed, exactly, to college. And it's so competitive, but I just think that is too early for a 12 or 13 or 14-year-old to make a huge decision like this. And honestly, with the way that you can get better as an athlete, you may not even hit your peak until you're 15 or 16 or 17.
Oh, right.
So, it's for college coaches that are going out there looking for competition, you may be missing someone because they're young and they haven't gotten to their potential yet and really peaked the way they can. So I think that A, you might be missing some, or B, some get hurt or that burn out of the sport. And so I think that there's just so much advantage of waiting until your junior year to make your decision on college. But I think for me, like when I went through the process, I was really unsure of myself as an athlete. I didn't really have high expectations for myself. I kind of didn't know who I could be and what I could become. So I was very, I looked small. I looked small. So I'm from Maryland, and I looked, in Maryland, Delaware, Elon, Rutgers, Delaware. So I did look small, and then NC State kind of just popped up on the radar. I kind of was one of those slip through the cracks type of player. And, so I think that goes to show you that, time and maturity can really impact your decisions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you as a player could tell a difference between your underclassmen years in high school to just not in terms of size growth, but just ability, maturity. Everything.
Oh yeah, definitely maturity, and you kind of your experiences and everything. You start to get better, and you start to work on your craft more. So definitely.
So what do you think, looking back, was your biggest challenge between the transition from high school to playing at the collegiate level?
I think honestly it was expectations and time management. I think I didn't have a terrible adjustment physically. I had never really worked out before. That might have been the biggest challenge that I had gone through just initially in my freshman year. But I mean, I wasn't in a program, or I wasn't lifting weights or running conditioning.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Yeah.
So, I mean, I was really just bombarded with, a heavy schedule and a lot of activity right out of the gate and into college. That was a big transition, and that was an adjustment, but nothing that you can't
Right.
handle. And it's just, you just have to figure out your time management between academics and your athletics and then your social in between that. So
Absolutely. And looking back on your recruitment process, are there some things that you wish you knew? Like, do you think you would use locker room talk kind of as an avenue of exploring what it was actually like to play softball?
Yes, definitely. I think that this is a huge resource for student athletes looking at colleges and to play at the collegiate level. And I think that any resource that you can get now is great, and you can really get an insight and an inside look on what it's like to play at a school, or what the process is like if you're unsure like I was, and maybe it would have been nice to have some more support, more tools to help me and guide me along the way. So I definitely think that this is a great resource that I definitely would have used if we could turn back time. So,
me too. Yeah. Me too. If only, right?
Right.
Okay, so we're kind of going to talk about now your lifestyle as a collegiate athlete. What, walk me through your lifestyle.
So I had never really consciously thought about my health as a collegiate athlete. I think that we're so busy as college athletes, and our metabolisms are higher.
Absolutely.
And you kind of just go through your day and you don't even think about what you're doing to your body physically and mentally, because you're nonstop. You're go, and you're playing and you're working out and you're burning a lot of calories, but you're also putting foods that you shouldn't be putting in your body, some fast food, some Bojangles, you just cook out, you don't think about it. And it's all, kind of a whirlwind, and you're in college, and it's just kind of not the thing to do, but it's just easy. It's convenient.
Yes.
It's cheap. Right. Yeah. So, and until you kind of grow and kind of see what that does to you, you're gonna just do what's convenient, instead of kind of taking a little bit extra time and thinking about what you're actually doing. And really, the lifestyle is just like kind of eat whatever's at the dining hall and have another plate. So that's the portion too, is just you're kind of just eating and maybe overeating, and maybe not resting enough. So those are the kind of things that I think that I did as an athlete. I don't think I was the most unhealthy athlete ever, but I think that I could have been better. And I think that there's definitely some convenience to a lot of those fast food options and just kind of a dining hall that make it kind of easy to eat like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I 100% can relate to that, being in your shoes right now as a student athlete. But so like I said before, Emily played 3 years in the professional softball league, two for Pennsylvania Rebellion, 1 for Akron Racers. But your lifestyle kind of transitioned. She's also currently the graduate assistant at ECU, so you've been able to play in the summers and then become an assistant coach kind of throughout the school year. So explain your lifestyle changes.
I'd say the biggest thing that I've come to understand is that the health fitness industry has a huge impact on your health and your lifestyle. And what can it do for your future? And I do a lot of reading and research on just certain things that foods might affect you in the long run. And I've watched some documentaries that kind of hit me and kind of say, wow, if I don't, eat right or, do those things, and, it could affect me in the long term. And that's really what it's about. Is as a college athlete, I was very short term oriented. I was very in the moment, short term, and now I think I've, as a professional athlete, and now I think I have definitely thought about the future a lot more, and just been more aware of my body, what I'm putting in it, how I'm taking care of it. If you go from being a college athlete, eating the way you do, to stop playing completely, stop your workouts, the go, it can catch up to you really quick. And I mean, it's just like, you don't feel good. And that's what it's all about, is I just really try to focus on just feeling good and being healthy and just feeling really happy with myself. So that's actually how it's changed, off the field. In terms of playing, it just kind of, you just have more time to really work on your game, to perfect what you wanted to perfect. And it gives you more time, and it gives you more time to work out on the side and kind of get yourself ready for the season. And so I think that that's probably the biggest difference that I saw from college to professional play, like in my lifestyle, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, you're mid-20s and you told me that you felt like you honestly peaked after college.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, eating healthy, that lifestyle kind of probably had a huge effect on not only your on-field performance, but also just how you feel on a daily basis.
Yeah, I talk about that all the time, how I wish I would have eaten and just treated myself the way I do now in college. And wow, you know, I had some really great, you know, performances and accomplishments and things, but like you think about it and you're like, what could I have done more, you know? So I think that that's like a huge thing that I take away from it.
And you know, because you're still so involved with the game, you have such an impact on players currently as a grad assistant. If you could just give advice to, you know, people watching that are still playing or want to play at the collegiate level, what would your advice to them be?
I would say just kind of know your body, know that it needs rest, and really that means prioritizing your life. And it's like, you know, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to get out of your collegiate experience? I think that's a really important thing to think about. You know, are you going just to be there and just live a college lifestyle? Or are you there to get better and to win and to better your career? And I think that once you sit down and think and write your priorities down, I think it really aligns quickly. And I think that that's a huge thing that I would suggest to future student athletes is think about what you want to do. And then, okay, so take care of your body, put the right foods in there, get your rest. And then, you know, I think just like my advice would be bring a really tough mentality. You know, mental strength is huge, and you're going to face adversity in any way, shape, or form, whether it's your personal life, whether it's athletically, emotionally, something like that, you're going to face adversity. So if you can be tough and really just set your priorities, I think that is just what I would give to student athletes.
Yeah, I mean, mental health, especially in today's society, is such a broad and topic that's kind of been brought to the forefront. And so, like, along with being an athlete, you know, you also have to take care of yourself off the field too. So kind of just, we're going to go into talking about what are some of the hobbies you like to do off the field when you're not playing softball.
Well, I really like yoga. I'm not I don't go as often as I hope or want to, but that's definitely something that I think that ties into mental health is, you know, take time for yourself. And not only does that like refresh you, but it strengthens your body and just really, it's so helpful with your mental health and just physically. And then I love to work out. I go to the gym probably like 5 to 6 days a week. Right now I go at 5 a.m. just to kind of get up, get it over with, and
early mornings.
And that and that kind of, you know, it throws you back right to student athlete days. But you know, I do appreciate it, and I think working out right away when I wake up just helps me get my day started. I feel better. I'm not thinking about my workouts later in the day, and you know, I want to be there. It's not an obligation for me, and that's a big difference when it's kind of an obligation when you're a student athlete, and then when you're graduating and you're playing professionally or beyond, it's like it's not an obligation. You have to want to be there, and that the motivation is different. And so you really have to think about, you know, why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing it because I want to be healthy. So those are kind of things I like to do. I love to like track what I'm eating and kind of read on things. I love to watch like Instagram videos on workouts, on, you know, stuff like that. I just really, foodies. Like I love food, and I love just trying new recipes and stuff. So baking is like a really big thing for me, or cooking. Like I love that.
Yeah, and so Emily's actually brought a lot of the things she uses in the kitchen today. So we're going to kind of take a look now over to what she has brought for us. So it's a little show and tell.
So just to kind of start out my day, I'll have a protein shake, which I use About Time protein. I love this. I just put this with almond milk, which I always buy at the grocery store. And then I have either some protein pancakes, some chocolate chip protein pancakes. They're so good.
Delicious.
And then I sometimes have, you know, some avocado toast. I like to put, I buy Greek yogurt all the time, and I like to put in my flax seeds and chia seeds in there, along with some granola. And then I put either like some blueberries or strawberries or raspberries great for protein, and these are your healthy fats, so they're really good for you. And then I like to have my favorite snack is the RX bar. These are great.
They're really
bars.
good.
So
I've had
good.
them before.
But what I love about this company and about these bars is they're all natural.
Yeah.
And when you look at the package, it's like there's no extra stuff that you don't know what's in there. It's really good for you. And they come in all flavors, which I love.
Yeah.
And then I do have a banana pretty much once a day.
Right.
And then here's a great lunch. Tuna. I mean, not everyone's favorite, but I love it.
Too.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
And then I've kind of been trying out this PB Fit, and it's actually powdered peanut butter. And it's all you do is add either water or almond milk.
Oh, wow.
And it's so good. And
you drink
the
it?
benefits, no, it's kind of just like peanut butter. Like it's a dip.
Nice.
So you could put it on your toast or on your banana or with celery or
cool.
on peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. And then what I love about this is and the reason why all you Jif lovers is that it doesn't have those those oils, hydrogenated oils, and additives. This is 50 calories. Low fat, 1.5 grams of fat per serving.
Cool.
So I love that.
And it's kind of, you can make it cost effective, right?
Yeah, definitely. This isn't that bad. And think about like how much actually in this. I wouldn't say I eat it like every day,
right.
But like if you just take a spoonful of it, it goes a long way.
A little goes a long way.
Exactly. So yeah. So and then I have some crackers, and I've actually brought some of my homemade bean burgers.
Hope you guys don't mind us having lunch.
Yeah. So I brought us some lunch.
All right, what do we have here?
Okay. So what we have here is
put it up here so we can see.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so yeah, let's get it cleaned out. There you go.
Okay.
And I made homemade bean burgers.
I wish you guys could try this.
I'll show you. So here you go. Yeah, so it's no meat in there,
okay.
And it's made from just beans, like black beans, and roasted red pepper, some cumin, and some cayenne pepper.
Okay.
And so it baked and it's very low calorie. And yeah, so try it out. It's with fat-free cheese.
Wow.
Yeah, right? It's pretty good, right?
Even better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it tastes just like a hamburger.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Tasty, right? And so I brought some, I don't know, do you like tomatoes?
I do. I love tomatoes.
Okay, well, we can try a tomato. Let's throw a tomato on there. Here you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Go ahead.
This is gourmet. This is gourmet for me because I definitely like the easy McDonald's quick fix.
Right.
However, this tastes better and it'll help me on and off the field, right?
Yeah.
All right, so just in conclusion, again, Emily Weiman, she has such an awesome impact. I'm personally a softball player, so she's kind of been my graduate assistant over the years. And just an awesome human, an awesome person. So it was great to chat with her today. I hope you guys enjoyed the advice that she's given you. And, it's definitely healthy life tips. So Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.